made my own imitation of like fried rice. No kimchi, of course, because I don't have any. This is like just like salami meat. I cracked an egg, the cheese on top. Excuse me, I'm still congested because of the cold. Onion flakes. Oh, and a bit of gochujang sauce. Let's see how it tastes. Although because my nose is congested, I cannot taste that well. Hello. So I opened the camera because I wanted to talk about two things that I got, but like to be like an introduction. Excuse the face and the undone hair. I took some photos earlier. Anyways, well, recently I started looking online for like pots and pans because I don't actually have that many. I mean, I only have two, which are made of like stainless steel, I guess. I don't know. It's that metallic fabric material that burned and got a lot of scratches. So both of those pens or like pots, whatever you want to call them, the ones that I own are like that. So I started looking around trying to find different kitchenware made of like, I don't know, ceramics and like that kind of like durable fabric that doesn't get scratches very easily. I don't know. And I randomly came across a local brand that does cute dishes and they're made of enamel. And I decided to buy two things. Obviously, I don't need to say it, it's not sponsored, but I just wanted to tell you that, wow, I was shocked I could find something like this made in my country. They're handmade in Sigishwara, a city, like an old historical city here. So I wanted to show you what I got, and based on how they look like, I think I will buy more. Actually, I know I said I'm looking for pots and pans, but I only got one pot. And of course, a mug, because you know my obsession with mugs. So, yeah. But if I like them, of course I will get more. And like I said, I'm impressed. It's actually a local brand. So I'm happy I can support local brands. So, yeah. Here it says that it's handmade in Sigishwara. Here it also shows you where you can use it, and you can actually put it in the dishwasher as well. See, like all the things where you can use it. That's so nice. Look how adorable it is. Oh, I've always wanted one of these. It makes me think of like, I don't know, camping. I've always wanted one of these kind of cups, so it's so adorable. They also have it up to like 0.6 liters, so yeah, actually 600 milliliters. That's right, right? Yeah, that makes 600 milliliters. Yeah. Anyways, the brand actually exists since 1978. How come I never heard of them before? I'm dumb. Anyways, nice. That's so cute. And let me actually show you the actual pot, okay? Here is the box. I didn't get a big pot because honestly, I'm just one person living here, so I don't need to cook for an entire family, you know. Here it is. Ta-da! There we go. It's like this. I like the sounds. There you go. Look inside, it's the logo. That's so nice. I like it. I think things like this, like cute things like this one, will probably motivate me to want to cook more or learn more on how to cook. I don't know. It's just cute. Look! Matching with the t-shirt. So cute. After all these years, I finally got one myself. I've always wanted one of these. So pretty. And I also got a bookmark and a note that's so cute. First of all, this is so adorable. And the quote, like literally handwritten quote, it's so cute. I feel it. It's so strange that autumn is so beautiful, yet everything is dying. That's such a me quote. I love it so much. It's here. The DVDs are here. I'm so happy. The extra I got with the order. Junie. I'm so happy. I've also turned on the camera to mention that yesterday I've officially been appointed as an SNS reporter for the Embassy of the Republic of Korea in Romania.
that's like kind of like the equivalent of an honorary reporter for Korea.net, but obviously in Romania, not like internationally. So we've already been given the first mission, and surprisingly, I was chosen as the person to post videos on YouTube, not to write on Instagram, to make posts on Instagram. So that means I have to work a lot harder, not just like post any photos. I need to make videos, and we've already been given the first like theme for this month, and I came up like today we were given the mission, like the idea, like the theme, and I came up already with the concept, and I need to work on that script. I mean, I need to like the video I have to post has to be up on the 28th. I still have enough time, but it's like, you get that idea, like you have that idea, and then you cannot stop thinking about it. And like so many other like ideas based on that main one like come to your mind, and like they spin around, and you just like literally want like to physically grab them and put them in a place and like put them together. That's how my brain has been feeling for the past few hours. And right now I just made it home, and I want to like sit in front of the computer and like write down somewhat of like the first version of the script, I guess. Sounds so weird to say this. It sounds so professional, but I don't consider myself a professional, not at all. Anyways, I want to write down all the ideas and hopefully like somehow combine them, and then like it will be easier to work on this like first version of the script and add or take out things as I go, because of course I need to add voiceover and subtitles, which I've never done before, like on YouTube, like literally on YouTube. I think it's gonna be a bit complicated, so I need to learn that too. And also I need to do the proper research for the idea that I have, so yeah.
Hallyu, I heard, and I now know the Hallyu was and is also very popular in Romania. Like 대장금, 기생충, Parasite, BTS. Well, I can imagine that the three things, but I was surprised to know that bibigo and 불닭볶음면 and K-beauty is also popular in Romania. Well, actually, bibigo is the best alternative food during the pandemic and lockdown.
여우승 안윤서 Take my pattern. That's all I can say in Romanian. Hotel Bucharest was opened in 1990, so it's been 30 years already. And our legal status in here is conversation of Korean embassy. How many K-drama have you watched out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5?
All.
All? Alright. I think how you started from 대장금. 대장금 was made in 2003. I think these three changed a lot. I mentioned when I say sign, there was a YouTube game changer, and now we have Netflix. So this K-drama was broadcast in 190 countries on the same date, And out of the 94 countries, it ranked top. I respect BTS, but I don't like a big crazy about BTS. But BTS will get old and they need to go to army, and it's a natural thing. But don't worry, there will be another thing. Maybe not as big as BTS performance, but still there are plenty of newcomers. Even though BTS is out of sight, then somebody will come up, and I think you'll be okay.
My fingers are very, very ugly, and rings don't fit. And just to have something on my fingers, because I use my hands a lot. What am I doing?
근데 여러분, 할 게 없어요. 할 게 없어서 많이 좀 돌아다녔었잖아요. 여기 와가지고 뭐 쇼핑도 하고. 사랑합니다. 들으면서 많은 관심 부탁드립니다. 안녕. 오케이.
저는 하이햇을 강약을 할 게 아니라
하이햇은 높은 모자인가요?
어렵다. 이렇게 하고 네. 버터 끝에 이제 노래가 나오는 노트에 맞춰가지고 이렇게 이제 따라와 보세요.
Hello everyone, here I am again. I really wanted to again talk to the camera because today I've had one of the weirdest experiences. I mean, it's the first time I've experienced this and I really wanted to talk about it because, I don't know, just to remember it throughout the years, I guess. I went to an interview and it was for a TV channel that's pretty well known here in Romania. I don't even know how to put this. I mean, it felt strange to me, but it's not like I'm judging them or saying like they're weirdos and stuff, because we'll get to that. And I'm telling you, I mean, I understand their point of view. So yeah, but the whole thing was so strange to me that now it's like I feel I need to apologize. I've been assisted at this interview by three people, two men that were like heads of departments, and the HR girl, like the human resources girl. After they asked me to talk about myself, having my resume in front of them, they started asking me weird questions. I mean, I get their point of view because, as I said, it's a pretty well-known TV channel. Like, they're a reputable brand, if you want to put it this way. So, of course, they want to test the people that maybe will eventually get hired here. So like they need to test and see like what type of people will they eventually hire. So of course I get this, but it was just so weird because there were so many complex questions, and like there are whole debates that you can make based on all these questions, and they kept repeating these questions and asking me, like based on my answers they were like contradicting me to see how I stand up for what I'm saying or how I'm counter reacting to them. He asked me stuff like if I agree with a certain party being like representing us in the Romanian parliament, then like they really wanted to know my opinion, if I agree with that, if I stand by that or not. Then they literally asked me, what do I think will happen in the war between Russia and Ukraine? Like, rationally speaking, not how we wish it will end, like for Ukraine to win and the war to stop. Then they were like giving me statistics about an important exam in our country and how the passing levels are pretty low. And they were like, who do you think is at fault here? The teacher, the students? Do the parents have a role in this? They asked me if we should make voting like actually mandatory. Then how would I attract more people in my nation to vote if they're not that interested in voting and whatever? All these like questions, like I said before, you can make whole debates on these topics. You cannot just ask me all of these like one after the other in just like a half an hour interview. Plus I've had one of the worst days at work. Like it started so badly from the very first hour. Like I walked out in the morning, and on my way to the subway I needed to go back home because it started raining and I didn't have an umbrella, and I was like, I know I'm gonna have so many walks, like it will be a busy day today, so I cannot get rained on this time, so I need to get my umbrella. So I walked back home. Then when I got to the subway station, turns out there was like a glitch or like an error in the system, and I could not pay with my card. So I needed to get back home again and get some cash because I had none with me. So I was late like 20 minutes at work. Besides that, at work, like they literally like always frustrate me so much, and I literally have like mental breakdowns almost each hour there. So as I left work, I was in a very like low mood. And to be honest with you, on my way to the interview, I actually had like a meltdown and I actually cried. And I get to this interview and they ask me all these complex questions when I'm literally brain dead at that point. So I actually, like I said in the beginning of this entire rant, I feel the need to apologize because I feel like I embarrassed myself with the answers I gave. So God knows what those people might think now after hearing me blabber on about, I don't know, like I felt so pressured because I knew I was in an interview and I needed to like give decent answers, but I also needed to think of how to give a decent answer without sounding crazy, without sounding unethical, or literally dumb or uneducated or ignorant. So I felt so overwhelmed and pressured. I literally don't know how I handled it without literally breaking down in front of them. So what even was this? What? Like, again, I'm not saying they're weird. I know, like, a lot of other countries have a lot of, like, even more difficult ways of handling interviews for possible employees. So I'm not absurd, but, like, this was my first experience with this. And again, taking into consideration all I've went through today, to end it with that, it was like, what was this? So again, I'm not saying they are weirdos. I totally understand their point of view. Like, again, I'm putting myself in their shoes. They're a reputable brand. They need to know what kind of people they eventually hire, like people that are on the same wavelength with them. So I totally understand that. But to me, it was a bit overwhelming, not gonna lie. And like I said, those kind of questions need debates. So because I felt so pressured, I know for a fact I actually might have replied wrongly and, I don't know, like questionable at some of those questions. So maybe if I would have had more time to think about it, and I would have been more like with a fresher mind or a clearer mind, I probably wouldn't have even given those answers. So I probably wouldn't have even thought that way, or wouldn't have even thought of those possibilities. So I truly apologize. That doesn't really define me. I mean, I promise you I'm not that ignorant, or God knows how they perceived me after all those questions. Like, I don't know. I really wanted to film this because I've been to similar events before ever since I started being a member of the NGO in like 2015 officially. And all those past events, like past meetings with the ambassadors, were so formal and even almost awkward. So I didn't expect much for this meeting, but I was blown away and almost emotional. Like, I really almost felt like shedding tears as I was there, because it felt so nice and so genuine this time. I have no words. The ambassador was so open minded, so nice, and so funny. He kept chatting to us so casually. He told us so many little stories and showed us different, like, I don't know, different art objects in his residency, telling us the stories behind those things. It was so nice and wholesome. Like, literally, that's the word to describe this event. Wholesome. It was so wholesome. It was so funny because there was like this calligraphy piece there in Hanja, and we were all so fascinated by how it was written. And he actually told us that it was his son who painted that, who like wrote that calligraphy in elementary school. So we were blown away by that. And get this. He took out his phone and started scrolling through it because he wanted to show us a photo of his son. And since we were on the topic of like him like writing that piece of Hanja in elementary school, I thought he would show us like photos with his like little son, like enjoying this kind of activity as he's young. But he told us that he even had his like, he even finished his military service. And he took out his phone to show us a photo with his son shirtless on the beach, like in the sea. And he was like, look, he's hot, right? You just met us like 10 minutes ago. Are you even allowed to show us a photo with him like that? Even a girl like asked him, are you allowed to show us that? Did you ask him for consent? And he was like, nah, I didn't ask him, but this stays our secret, okay? Shh. Like, that was so cute. Like, I don't know, it felt again so wholesome. Like, you just met us like 10 minutes ago. I mean, we didn't even introduce each other to you. Like, you don't know our names and stuff. We're just a bunch of girls there, and you show us how hot your son is. I mean, yeah, he was good looking. He literally looked like one of those Korean models that like you would see on the cover of like certain magazines with like his abs shown. And anyways, that's not the point. The point is that it was so funny and like it felt so wholesome. Again, I will use this word a lot now. He also mentioned BTS a couple of times, and even Jin's enlistment and how it's like very talked about right now. What really touched me is that because he's like a diplomat, he was invited to the FIFA World Cup opening ceremony, so he actually saw Jungkook's performance like live right there. It was so funny because he told us that he was the only one there who didn't know who Jungkook was, even though he's a Korean diplomat. He said that he really didn't even think the person performing is a Korean artist, let alone that he's a member of BTS. But then he said this, like, he's a man in his 40s and he's not into like Korean pop music, but when he saw Jungkook perform there and how the audience and everyone around him reacted, no matter who they were representing as a country, he said he felt very nice and pleasantly surprised, and he liked to see that feedback and how Jungkook through his performance caught everyone's attention, and he was blown away by his performance. And I literally felt so proud hearing him say that. I'm so happy Jungkook is so loved, and like he deserves all the praise in the world. Look, Jungkook, look. You see, you really touch people's hearts no matter what. Please do realize your worth, okay? I felt so happy hearing that as a BTS fan. Oh. Like I said already, I didn't expect much from this meeting, but it was actually so official to the point we were each given an actual official certificate that we're an SNS reporter. So I'm actually so honored to receive this. It's right here. I will post a different photo because again, I don't want to show my full name, so I need to blur it out. And we also received K-pop albums, and I am so thankful I received a G-Idol album, because you probably already know that I don't really listen to that many girl groups, but G-Idol is one of the few girl groups that I really like, and I'm so happy it's also like their release from this year. This is actually now the first K-pop girl group album I actually own, so I will treasure this a lot because it's so meaningful right now in all this context. So thank you so much. And we also received this. As you can see, it says paw, Korean fabric gift wrap. It's so nice. Let me open it. I opened it before because I went to my parents' place and mom was curious about what's inside. So it's like this. I love the design so much. I love the vibrant colors so much. It's so pretty. And besides all these, in the SNS Reporters team, there's also a girl that I know from online. She's actually the one that wrote about my K-pop story on her blog last year. If you remember, I posted that in a vlog. And keep in mind, like I said, I know her from online. She wrote about my story, like I sent in my story and she posted it on her blog. But we do not keep in touch. We don't talk to each other often. So I was so pleasantly surprised when I woke up today and found a message from her where she asked me if we can meet before the meeting so we can go to the meeting together. And she told me that she brought something from me from her honeymoon in the US in LA. Like, what? We don't keep in touch. We don't talk to each other. And you thought of me in your honeymoon and brought me something from LA? What? How? This is what she got me from LA, from Koreatown, because she knows I have the Instagram handle like Baby Angel Chongo. So she knows he's my bias. And she thought of me in her honeymoon in LA. And she brought this from LA to give it to me someday. And today was the day thanks to the meeting. What is this? I mean, what? I seriously don't think I deserve this. I don't. It's just people are way too nice. I don't deserve this. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I will again treasure this. Like, I really have no words. I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful. Thank you so much. I just went on, 1001fonts.com and I looked there for certain fonts, and the ones that I liked the most, I selected those, and from those I selected even more until I decided on this one. So this is exactly the font. There is the name Amsterdam handwriting. Is that? Yes, regular. But because I wanted it to look like an actual 7, I added the little line in the middle right there. I planned on getting a 7 tattoo this year because this is my 7th year as being an army. So initially, I planned on getting a 7 tattoo, but with their Map of the Soul 7 album cover, the pastel one, this one, but because it's obviously colored and a bit more intricate, it would have been a lot more expensive, and I cannot afford that because right now I have to be a responsible adult. But there's actually more to this 7 tattoo because it's also like a friendship tattoo, but it's just, this is why I think this is so special, because I planned on getting a 7 tattoo with an online friend since 2019 because we thought, well, we met thanks to BTS and BTS are 7, so we should get a 7, and whenever we look at that tattoo, we think of each other until we meet face to face one day. So yeah, but eventually, you know what happened in 2020, and we all got other plans or no plans at all. And then I met another friend last year, obviously also here online, not face to face yet. And in the beginning of this year, she also thought, what if we get a 7 tattoo? Makes us think of BTS. And also we think of each other when we look at them, because that's how our friendship started. So I planned to get it. I initially wanted to get it exactly on my army-versary, but I was on holiday in September when it was my army-versary. I was originally going to get it today with the second friend that I thought I would get it with, but she couldn't get an appointment today, so I just went and got it myself. And the rest of the friends will get it whenever they wanted to, but it will still be like a friendship tattoo for us. But it still blows my mind how we thought of this since 2019. And exactly this year, the boys also got a 7 tattoo for their friendship. That's so cute.
opposite traditions and K-pop. Jane then appears doing the tradition. 5 one of idols humble that they became popular thanks to BTS's members.
우리 아미! 우리 아미 여러분들 너무너무 감사하고 또 사랑하고, 그리고 우리 멤버들 항상 고생 많았고, 우리 멤버들도 너무너무 사랑해.
또 다른 그런 생각을 해서 다양한 무대를 열심히 보여드리고 싶은데
수고하셨습니다. 수고하셨습니다. 네, 감사합니다. 감사합니다. 네, 안녕히 가세요. 안녕히 계세요. 좋은 밤 되세요. 좋은 밤 되세요. 네.